I'm Mary Wanjiku from Nyahururu, and I'm a teacher. I have 4 kids and a husband at home. I was quite young. I just tripped and fell one time, and much later I started feeling unwell. My back started hurting. It hurt, and I could not understand. Nobody really understood how a young person like I was could have their back hurt so badly. I played it strong, but later the problem overwhelmed me. I went to various hospitals. I started with the nearest hospital, that was Tumutumu Hospital. I was hospitalized. I would go back. I would go to Nyeri General. I would get medication. Then life went on like that. I got married, and at the times of getting kids, life was very, very hard. Very hard. Extremely hard, because now the heaviness of carrying the pregnancies, it was quite difficult. In fact, at one time, I would not even go to school for so many months because I had that very serious backache. I would then go to Nyahururu General Hospital and have what is called my legs would somehow be pulled on stones, heavy stones, and then I would go back home. The pain would not cease. It would even increase. The skin traction would be repeated, and still the pain did not cease. I consulted so many doctors. I went to Kenyatta, I went to Moi Referral, I went to Nairobi Hospital. And at Nairobi Hospital, at one time, it was said like my bones were weak. The bone mass was below 2.5. That was very low. But what would make my mass become higher, it was not said. I was on calcium for a very long time. I started even developing other problems because of the medicine. There's so much medicine that I took. So many other problems now started coming up. I would go to North Kinangop Hospital. I would take MRIs. I would be advised on ISS. I have learned so many medical terms because that's what I experienced. At one time, a doctor at Sharia Hospital advised me to go to India, and I was operated on. Things kind of became very hard. It was even so hard for me now to go back on my feet. I would use a wheelchair on and off, and still the back did not improve. Things were so bad that at one time I had to be carried about by my sons-in-law. In Kikuyu tradition, it does not happen that a son-in-law should carry me and place me either on bed or out of the bed, because it doesn't happen. but in my case it used to happen. I started going to Medihill Hospital. Then the doctors from India would come over, and at one time I was given an injection. It was called an epidural. Still nothing worked. I went back to Medihill, and then a certain Dr. Munich came and also did a surgery on the cervical spine. That time now, I went down like completely. I would not rise from the bed. I would not even be able to go onto the wheelchair. I had to stay in and on the bed, and if I wanted to rise, somebody had to come, pick me up or put me back to bed. Things were very difficult. I would employ somebody, and within no time they would go away, because I also was becoming very heavy because I wasn't moving. I became quite very heavy, and then the back did not require that weight, so I required somebody to carry me into and back to bed. I would employ people, and they would run. Like the first week they were tired. My family had nothing to do, because there was actually nothing to do. One of my daughters had to leave her job to come and help me, because in spite of me wanting to be carried out and back from bed and to the toilet, and having not the strength to perform anything, I still needed love. So my daughter had to leave her job, come and give me that love that I required. Then at one time I called a certain sister. I called Sister Margaret, a good friend of mine, whom I knew had suffered a lot from cancer, and I had a feeling probably she was the only person who had equivalent, if not less, pain than I was undergoing. So when I called her, she told me there was a juice known as Eden. I said I don't take juices. She told me, no, I'm not just talking about a juice, I'm talking about a medicine known as Eden. How could I get that medicine? She told me she could send it over to me, and Sister Margaret made sure that I received a bottle of Eden PL6. She gave it to another sister who brought it over to me. That sister came with the Bishop Luigi. They brought it, and they found me on the floor. Literally, I used to be put on the floor. So that is where she found me. And then she mixed it with some water, and then I took it from a straw. By the time they left, I thought I was feeling like relaxed. Was it that maybe visitors relaxed me, or was it the juice? I wasn't sure until the following morning, when somebody went to put me on the mattress that was on the floor, and I felt like I had more power. I just was not slumping on the bed. It's like I could hold on to the person, and I felt like I was able to embrace them now. Previously it is they who were embracing me. Now this time I felt like my hands wanted also to embrace the person. And then the person also felt the grip and thought of giving me more Eden. By the time I finished the first bottle, I rose myself from my bed now, and held the bed, held the door, and proceeded up to the toilet. And I was even able to rise from the toilet. And my daughter now came and asked what had happened, and I told her I was able to rise from my bed. And I told her she did not need to embrace me or to put me onto the toilet seat. I would do it. I would do that, plus I would wake up from the toilet seat and walk now not to the bed, but I would proceed to the sitting room. This time, as I went to finish the bottle, I did not require to be put on the floor. I would sit and take my meals and ask someone now to just help me a bit to take me out into the sun. It would take me long to see the sun. After Eden, I would now proceed outside, get some sun. I would ask somebody to bring me in, but not necessarily because I required so much support. It's only that I kind of feared what I had feared before. Then I stopped fearing, and I did not lose balance anymore. And to date, I'm rising. I can do my things, a lot of things. I can walk far. I can go upstairs. I can go downstairs. I think the doctor who saw me latest, if he saw me without a neck brace, they would be surprised. If they saw me without a belt, they would be shocked. If they saw me out of the wheelchair, like continuously out of the wheelchair, they would be shocked. The doctor in India who told me not to make a mistake of going 2 stairs, the least he gave me was 2 stairs. Now I can go upstairs. Even the neck that was not turning can now turn. My legs that were like the whole of this side was like refusing to do anything. It had no feelings. It has started getting feelings. The feet that felt like cold potato feet, like that toe there was very cold, and I could not even feel it. Now I am feeling it. I'm also feeling this hand. I'm feeling the neck, this side, and even my heart is kind of improving. I have taken heart medication for a long time. Things were very bad. At one time, I heard about Loliondo. I saw an elderly man on TV introducing his medicine, and the next thing was me asking a driver who is a neighbor there whether he could take me to Loliondo, whatever it cost. And yes, he took me to Loliondo. I have taken that cab. We were so many in queues of vehicles. It would take us long to take that cab. I waited for that long until I took that cab in Loliondo. Nothing worked. The Eden I'm talking about is the exact difference, is the exact opposite of what I took in Loliondo. For somebody to go to Loliondo, first, it was not cheap. Secondly, we had no passports. Those of us who went that evening, we had no passports. So we had to go njia za mkato hivi mpaka tufike Tanzania, mpaka tuingie huko Loliondo, mpaka tuone line. Na si mahali unaona mzee ako mbali na nyinyi mko mbali sana. Na kwa vile mko na shida, na shida zenu, kila mtu ako na shida zake, zangu mimi zilikuwa kubwa, sababu mimi si kuweza kukaa kwa kiti. Nilazwe kwa viti viwili vitatu hivi kwa hii matatu, ndivyo niweze kupelekwa. Yes, I was at Loliondo. Since I started taking Eden, my heart is giving me hope. My diabetes is giving me hope. It was used to 22, was 22 and above 22. Now it is 9 and below. So I would say this is not a juice as as I first heard. It's not just a juice. This is great medicine. If it has taken care of my bones, my back, the whole of the spine up to the base of the head, from what they call lumbar to the base of the head, it has taken care of my heart. It has taken care of my diabetes. It's not just a juice. It's a medicine. Sometimes I have wondered who the person who came up with this, what did they first think? What were they making in order to come out with this? They have grown fruits, but these fruits are doing more than the types of fruits that I have taken. Remember, every other time I visited those hospitals, I would be advised on fruit. So I don't know which fruit I have not taken. But when I took this medicine with these fruits drawn on them, something is very special about this bottle here. Very special. Imagine, only on this one, I woke up from bed. On only this one, before it was up to here, I was rising from bed and taking myself to the toilet. By the time I finished, I wanted another one, and I wanted somebody else to come and see what I was taking, because even the people who came home were asking me, wa Mureithi, yani imekuaje, ni wewe umetufungulia mlango? Oh, you have opened the door for us. And I would tell them, yes, even let me walk you to the gate. It was unbelievable. And what has come over? What is this so special? Ni supu ya gamia? Nikawambia, no. This is what I'm taking. I gave this to my daughter, who was having problems with, she would wash her clothes and she would, like, what is wrong with me, mom? My whole body is aching. And I would tell her to go and get a spoon of this into the water. all her problems are done. She doesn't talk about asthma. She does not talk about the bone ache. She's okay. I am healed. And mimi hospitali ile Kenya sijaenda, ni ile imeudwa juzi, lakini zile ambazo wanasema iko Wamba kuna tibiwa, nimeenda. Ati ni wapi? Ni Moi Referral imejengwa, inaitwa Moi Referral. Ninaenda. Kijabe wana treat mifupa, ninapelekwa. Ati Kenyatta ward 6 wana nimeenda. Ni tumutumu nilikuwa Nikinagop, nimeona Dr. Philip, umeona Dr. Philip? Niliona aenda mpeleke picha aone. I have gone to hospitals. Those who have gone to hospitals, I am not saying hospitals are bad. I'm just saying Eden knows what people might not know. Whoever made this Eden may also not know what I know about Eden. Because why they made it could have been for a simple reason of maybe wanting to quench their thirst, or wanting to treat hypertension, or wanting to treat or immunity. But what I know about Eden is from the experience my body has given me. The experience I have had with Eden is from the experience I have had with body aches. I have been in pain for a very long time, since 1976, and I have really visited hospitals. I even have had the skin traction, among others. I have been on surgery, and it is like this surgery would progress to another one until 2019, when I was completely now bedridden. Every other time before 2019, I would be on and off the wheelchair. 2019, after the surgery of the cervical spine, I was completely beaten. I was on bed like throughout, and I was not in bed because I had taken myself there. I was in bed because I had been put there, and I was not able to rise. After this booster of Eden, just the first bottle, I was able to rise, I was able to walk, I was able to do some things unbelievable. And ever since the booster, I can now rise, I can walk, I can do my chores without having to call people come over and do some simple things for me. I would say Eden has done it. It has worked miracles.